First of all, she over baked her cupcakes. You see how they're like split at the top there? Yeah, those are over baked. No professional baker ever should be using box cake mix. Ever. What?
It's LeahMouseVlog, LeahMouseVlog, it's LeahMouse's vlog.
Hello friends, relations, and other people of Earth. And a special welcome to any new subscribers. I do weird things here. They're not always consistent, but I'm sure that if you look hard enough, you'll find something to enjoy. Most of the people who hang out on my channel seem to enjoy my antics and my cats. She is not fond of being picked up. She doesn't like being picked up. She's so friendly, but she doesn't like being picked up. This is Teeny Houdini. She's the real star of this channel. Those of you who have been hanging out here for a while, you know that. Oh yes. Okay, go on your merry way. I have the window open. It's daytime, which is weird. I usually film at night, so we were using the natural light, Mother Nature's ring light. And so if you hear any outside noises, I apologize. We're gonna dive right into a new rabbit hole theater today. I just found out about this. I know I'm usually behind the times when it comes to trends and what is popular, what is going on in the news, but I think that I'm sort of on par with this one. We're looking at CakeGate today, and if you don't know what CakeGate is, we are going to find out together. I've learned a little bit about it, but I want to dive deep and see what is going on with CakeGate. Pumpkin patch. Oh, we have to light this one, I'm sorry. I know it's the wrong season, but I don't care. It smells so good. This just makes me think of fall, like right off the bat. Pumpkin patch. If you want to get yourself some candles, underworldconnection.com, link in the description. Okay, we're gonna put this guy right here, right next to you. As always, we're going to record my screen. Okay, so we got some CakeGate stuff pulled up here, and I want to explore exactly what's going on here. And as most of you know, I am an avid baker. Also, if you spent any time on this channel, you know that. So I have particular interest in this subject. And from my understanding, this lady here, she owns a bakery and she made this cake, this abomination right here, not this. This is her showing how she made it. That picture, if I hover over it, it'll stop. And then she tried to make this Wednesday Enid cake that went awry, so that's kind of fun. So where should we start here? Oh my god. Okay, side note, what the heck is this? What is that? What the heck? That is awful. I think I'm actually gonna blur that because that is disturbing. Goodness gracious. Okay, I don't know anything about TikTok. I have no idea how to navigate TikTok. Who is this lady? I have to know.
She then got super defensive and very rude about the price of the cake. Although this is exactly
the cake in question. I'm sorry, but this is the cake you are charging $80 for.
Wait a minute. That cake was $80? $80. Okay, let me tell you something right now. First of all, I don't buy cake. I bake. So when I want cake, I just go downstairs and I make one to my specifications, exactly how I want it. However, if I were to buy cake, first of all, it wouldn't be that one. Second of all, that cake, now I'm not a professional baker, I'm an amateur at-home baker, but I know a thing or two. I did go to culinary school for baking, okay? I did. So I feel like that cake right there, even on its best day, maybe 40 bucks. Maybe. Okay? And that's without this abomination on top, whatever that's supposed to be. Happy birthday, Trilby? Trilby. Okay, I am not making fun of anybody here because I am 100% on the customer's side here, but did anyone tell her that Trilby is the name of a hat? Does she also have another kid named Stetson? Or Fez? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm wordy. I know words. Words. Okay, so it looks like this lady, not this lady down here, but the original customer ordered a cake from this bakery, right? So I know one of the person's names is Kylie. I don't know if that's the customer or the cake artist, but the customer ordered one of this person's signature cakes. Okay, so Kylie Kylie is the baker. Okay, so she's the baker. So, okay, we're gonna call her Kylie. Kylie Ray Allen. Okay, we're gonna open up another TikTok. I don't know if I can remember how to spell that at this point. Kylie Ray Allen. Okay, so this is Kylie's page. This is the baker. So I know she goes on to show the process. This is it. She goes on to show the process of how her particular sprinkle cake is made, right?
Today I had one of the worst client experiences I've ever had since opening the storefront. This customer reached out to us via our Facebook page and wanted to order one of our 6-layer signature rainbow cakes. I started doing these even as a home baker, so I've been making them for a really long time. And we have a signature style
Wait,
for them.
I'm sorry. Did she just say even as a home baker? She's saying that she used to be a home baker and now she's industrial. Because if she's industrial, that scares me.
They always come with the 6 rainbow layers and then the vanilla buttercream and then covered with rainbow sprinkles. She went with the 8-inch cake that serves 18 guests, and that is $75.99.
Okay. We already remarked on the price. That's not why I paused it, but $75.99 is insane. Because that does not look like a very large cake. It's not, that's a standard cake board, circular cake board. Let's see, a 9-inch cake pan I think is standard. This looks like about 6-inch. So it's actually a smaller cake, which is fine. But the real reason I paused the video is because she's not wearing gloves. Now, I realize that she's doing this for example purposes only, like she's just showing us the procedure. However, I feel like if you're using this to promote your business and like prove yourself against this customer who, you know, brought these allegations and she's upset about it and she's trying to prove herself and trying to show us something and go, hey, this is my capability, this is what I'm capable of. I feel like she should be wearing gloves just to sort of put that extra professionalism in there. You know what I mean? If this is supposed to be a show of her as a professional and we're supposed to be on her side, I feel like she should have just taken the next step and put on some gloves, because just that, even if we're never going to interact with this cake, if no one is going to touch this cake other than her and maybe her family, we don't know that. We don't know that on this end. So I feel like it's important to showcase everything having to do with your business practices if you're making a video defending your business practices. You know what I mean? So I have a problem with that anyway.
The one in the video is actually a 6-inch, and they are $65.99.
I was right.
Upon arrival, she seemed to be really surprised that the cake was covered in sprinkles. We explained to her that all of our signature rainbow cakes are decorated this way and covered in sprinkles. And if you want a saying, we just add it to the top of the cake with a layer of vanilla buttercream and black buttercream for writing. She then got super defensive and very rude about the price of the cake.
Okay. I had a real problem with the way she dumped those sprinkles on there. Let me tell you what, just that's another reason to wear gloves. That grossed me out, seeing her bare hand going. We didn't see her packing them in on the side, thank God. But, oh. See, that was just off-putting. It was off-putting. Even though I'm not gonna touch this cake, I'm not gonna eat it. It was still off-putting. Gloves would have given that a very professional touch, which is maybe what she's going for here. I don't know. I feel like just covering it with vanilla buttercream, first of all, can you be any less creative? I don't even do vanilla buttercream, and I just bake for myself. It's boring, okay? Vanilla buttercream is boring if you're making a cool custom cake. At least, you know, like I get it, vanilla standard cake flavor, but what flavor is the cake? Because it looked like just a food colored vanilla cake. Might have even been a yellow cake. I don't know, let me see. Was there one to go off of? Okay, no, because she has them all dyed already. I can't tell if that's yellow cake or white cake. I want to say it's yellow just because of how dark this rim is. That looks like yellow cake to me, because white cake, while it does brown, obviously when it bakes, white cake is a much lighter brown. And you see how dark that is? And the difference between yellow cake and white cake is white cake is made with egg whites only. Yellow cake is made with the whole egg, hence the yellow, because the yolk is in there. So it tints it like a yellow. I think it would be odd to use yellow cake if you're gonna dye it rainbow colors. because white cake is a blank slate. You can put colors in there and it's going to be really vibrant. So I'm confused as to why. See, now that's super yellow because it was already yellow to start off with. She must have had to put a crap ton of red dye into that one. I'm not a professional, but I know what I know. I've been baking my whole life and I know things. I think this is yellow cake just because of how brown that is, which is bizarre, and that means that it doesn't really have a flavor. So I feel like it's just super cop-out making a plain cake with vanilla buttercream and then just covering it with sprinkles and charging 60 whatever dollars for it and calling it a day. I mean, you can get a decent sized sheet cake from a grocery store with really nice decorations on it with flavors in it, you know, for like 25 bucks. Like, not that I'm knocking how small businesses do their pricing, because I understand. I understand. I can't afford to be as cheap. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I want it to be fall. I understand. I can't compete with like Yankee Candle and Bath and Body Works because they can, like, you know, get pallets upon pallets of wax and supplies like in bulk for a much, you know, discounted price, and I'm restrained by my meager means and storage, you know, abilities, and I can only keep what I can keep in my kitchen, which is usually a 50-pound case of wax at a time, and I don't have giant vats of things. So I mean, I get that small businesses, the costs are going to be a little different, but still, I mean, put a little more effort into it. Just dumping sprinkles on there, it's just kind of a cop-out, you know? I mean, she made the cake okay, like, it's, well, all right, well, she made it okay, kinda. I mean, she knows how to make a cake, clearly. So, okay, so what's her deal? Oh God, that's
writing.
Appalling.
She then got super defensive and very rude about the price of the cake. Although this is exactly how we decorate all of our rainbow cakes. She even bashed us and put us on her Facebook page. Also a reminder that we don't individually place each sprinkle onto the cake, so they may look slightly different in pictures.
Right, but it's still really basic. And we see what the end result was. Yeah, okay, so that, oh, thank you for putting the pause button right in the middle of that. Yeah, let's look at that. Like, okay, so the cake that she made over here. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Okay, that actually looks kind of okay. What is this? Now this has extra little shell piping around the edge, and it looks like she tried to do it up here. This isn't leveled at all. Look at that. That's not leveled. Like, she didn't scrape it clean. It looks like it was just piled on there very unevenly, and it just doesn't look the same. See, that looks a little more even, you know, even from the side you can tell. And then this one, it just looks lumpy and weird around the edge, like she tried to do the piping but failed, and then tried to blend it in and it didn't work. I don't know, it just looks awful. And then this, I don't know what the heck. What even is that? Did she just smear an icing spreader's worth of frosting right there and then just try to pipe that with, what did she use to try to pipe that? Like, I mean, you know, there are piping tips that can do very, very fine piping. Did she use like a parchment bag to try to pipe that? Because, oh, and then why did she capitalize the R in Trilby? And then, like, it just looks awful. It just looks so awful. Like, I don't understand.
I understand running a small business is hard, but you bashing a customer online for not being thrilled with a poorly decorated cake is not it. But what really gets me is that this isn't the only cake that's like this. This one is haunting me.
Oh my God, okay. I'm sorry. Again, I realize everybody's level of skill is different, but don't start a business and promote yourself on TikTok until you are awesome, because yeah, people are gonna drag you through the shit. Word of mouth, you know how word of mouth used to tank businesses? Well, guess what? Now we have the internet, and word of mouth has increased a millionfold. So if you make one mistake and piss off one person, the internet is going to hear about it. and you're gonna be screwed. So you better make sure your ass is covered, okay? CYA. It just baffles me when these people get defensive and stuff, you know, like the pink sauce lady or the CakeGate lady. And this lady, I just don't understand. You have the whole internet coming for you on behalf of someone. It's clear. It's so clear. Like, don't dig in your heels and double down and make yourself look like a bigger ass. You know, it's more embarrassing in the long run than just admitting like, yeah, okay. You know, I mean, just don't do that. This is, I'm sorry, I'm watching her make this Wednesday Enid cake, and I did see a clip of this earlier. Okay, it's going back and forth between like the original one that she sort of was inspired by and then the one she made. Like, I'm sorry, okay, I'm not trying to diss on anybody's abilities here. Like, here, let's check this out.
This client ordered a Wednesday cake. You've probably seen this in a round cake before. So we just turned that design into a sheet cake. I'm not sure who the original design of this cake was, but shout out to them.
Okay.
As you can see, I didn't like the black under the Wednesday side, so I changed it to white.
Okay, look at that.
It's not perfect, but I loved it and the client loved it, so that's all.
Okay, so that is the cake design that inspired her to do her own, which that looks awesome, by the way. I kind of want to try to do that now. That cake looks amazing. This is the original guy. I am gonna butcher this name. Josue, maybe? Josue Luciano. Okay, I apologize. I'm not good at even reading words I'm familiar with. So that cake is amazing, okay? Now that is a cake that I would expect to pay 80 bucks for. I would pay 120 bucks for that cake. That's an amazing cake right there. It's gorgeous, it's pristine, it's perfect, it's very detailed, and I just love that. That is definitely an 80 or at least $120 cake, in my opinion. So this is what she made.
Listen, I'm not a baker. I'm not a cake decorator, but I will say that this is the cake that she used for inspiration. And that's really all I have to say.
Yeah, I completely agree with this person, 100%. I mean, that's the finished cake. Ew. Okay, like I started to say, everyone's decorating skills are different. Everybody's baking skills are different. Everybody's culinary skills, everybody's creative skills are different. However, if you're going to make a business, I understand you have to start somewhere, but I feel like maybe you should practice a lot more if that's what you're coming up with. You should practice a lot more before actually making a business out of this. And even if for some reason you are arrogant enough to think that this is passable to sell to a customer that isn't like your cousin, you have to charge like reasonable prices, you know, like tattoo artists. And oh, CakeGate, that's another thing I just found out about. Fun, there's so many gates happening right now, right? What is going on? Like tattoo artists, you got apprentice, you have to start somewhere, you have to, but tattoo apprentice usually either do tattoos for free or at a highly discounted rate while they're still practicing and learning and everything. So it's like, I feel like this cake thing, how can you not be aware? I mean, I'm super critical. I'm not an artist, but I'm creative. I create things, you know, I make my candles. You know, I feel like people who are creative are always critical of their skill, even if they're amazing. Like people who draw, people who paint, sculptors, bakers, culinary artists, you know, people who work with food, any kind of artisan, you know, they have a craft and they're constantly working to improve it, constantly working to perfect it, and always, always, always critical of their work. It's like, even if people on the outside are like, that is amazing, like, wow, the person who created it is always gonna see the flaws. They're always gonna look at it and be like, it could be better. I messed up this little spot right here. I wish I would have done this part differently. It'll be better next time. I feel like that is kind of the standard mindset of legitimate creative people, you know, and musicians too. It applies to them. You just tweak, and you're just never satisfied. And eventually you just have to go, okay, well, I just have to put it out there because I spent 20 and a half years on this. It's not, I can't do it anymore. It's just gotta go. So I don't know how you couldn't be aware of this looking awful and actually having the gall to charge people for it. And also the fact that allegedly she was taking Instagram photos from other accounts or TikTok accounts and passing them off as examples of her own work. So I feel like just to do that alone, either she's incredibly overconfident of her work and thinks, oh, this is just a picture that somebody else did of a different cake that I didn't do, but they did it, but I could do it. So this is an accurate representation of what I could produce. Or she's aware that she is pretty awful and she's trying to dupe people with false pictures to lure them in, and then she delivers whatever this is. What do you have to say?
I'm sorry. I just need 1 minute to make sure I look good. Do you think I look good, Mr. Armstrong?
Okay, that's really unprofessional for your, if you're trying to promote your bakery. I'm sorry, that was a little skanky. Free rainbow sprinkle cupcakes. Oh, really?
With all the craziness and chaos surrounding CakeGate, I just wanted to spread a little bit of positivity today. I honestly can't believe this has gone so far.
First of all, she over-baked her cupcakes. You see how they're like split at the top there? Yeah, those are over-baked. And again, yellow cake. It just looks so unappealing. I just feel like any baker worth their salt would know to make a white cake. It's so simple. You just take the egg yolks out and continue as usual. I don't understand.
So if you're in the Princeton, Bluefield, Athens, Mercer County area, stop by and see me for a free rainbow sprinkle cupcake today.
Those just don't look good. I don't understand. There's got to be more to this. Hold on a minute. Does Kylie Allen use yellow cake? Oh, whoa, wait, what did I just see? Dang it, I freaking scrolled so fast, but I caught it as I scrolled. Where was it? I swear to God, I just saw something about boxed cake mix. Aha! Oh, using boxed cake mix! Well, if that's true, I was right, because boxed cake mix is yellow because they tell you to add eggs. And you know my beef with people who use boxed cake mix. If you have been here for any length of time, you know my beef. If you use boxed cake mix at home, that's fine. I'm not judging you. It exists for a reason. It makes your life easier. I get it, sure. But I feel like it's just as easy to just, you know, throw the 3 ingredients that they put in boxed cake mix in there yourself. I mean, and plus the cake method goes out the window when you use boxed cake mix. Okay, let me explain to you the difference between boxed cake mix and the cake method, okay? Boxed cake mix, I don't know exactly what's in it. Okay, boxed cake mix ingredients. First of all, I want to explore this. We gotta see this real quick and then I'll explain to you. Shh. What is what? Okay, let's do that. Is that box cake? Is it? Wait, hold on. Ah, it's so hard to tell. That would explain so much though. Okay, so this is the other thing. Let me just tell you what the ingredients. So we've got enriched flour, bleached. Again, I'm sorry, my screen is off. So flour, sugar, corn syrup, and some sort of leavening agent like baking soda, okay? Right there. Right there. All you need. You don't need the corn syrup, trust me. And then the ingredients that you add, I'm pretty sure, are vegetable oil and eggs. So the corn syrup, I'm guessing, is to make it sweeter, give it the flavor, kinda. The problem with putting flour and sugar and baking soda together in a cake mix and then adding oil and eggs, it's fine. You'll still get a cake at the end of the day. But when it comes down to making a cake from scratch, the cake method, this is important, the cake method consists of creaming the butter and the sugar together first. Then you add the eggs and the vanilla. extract, okay, or the egg whites or whatever. So you're building up a batter here. You put the dry ingredients together separately, except for the sugar. So you put the dry ingredients together separately, the flour, the baking soda, salt, whatever the dry ingredients is, the cocoa powder, anything that's dry, you put that in a bowl together, you sift it together to make sure it's all dispersed evenly. Then you take your liquid, which is usually milk. You could use vegetable oil, but that's another beef for another day, but usually milk is your liquid. I use coffee in my chocolate cakes and it comes out amazing. I use half part milk, half part coffee, where they call for the liquid ingredients, and it comes out amazing. Tip, try it. Trust me, it's amazing. You got your milk, you got your dry ingredients, you got your bowl of creamed butter, sugar, eggs, and vanilla, right? Now you add a little bit of flour, mix, add a little bit of liquid, mix, flour, mix, liquid, mix, and it just ensures that everything gets mixed together properly, it aerates properly, it's evenly dispersed. So the problem with just dumping everything in a bowl and mixing it together, it just doesn't come out the same way. And especially if you use a box cake mix, because they've got the sugar in there too, and you generally want the sugar separate from the flour and whatnot. There is a reason I have a beef with box cake mix, but again, if you're just using it for personal reasons, that's fine, but no professional baker ever should be using box cake mix, ever, and that might explain why her cupcakes look so bad. Okay, I think I've seen enough.
Hey guys, come along and decorate this fun cake with me. I had 2 standout cakes this week, and they just so happen to belong to the same person. Her husband is having a 25th birthday celebration. It may or may not be a surprise party, I'm not really sure. This was the first cake that she ordered. It's going to be eaten by the guests at the party. She sent me this really cool Jack Daniel's
well, I would hope so.
barrel inspired
Who else is
cake.
going to eat it?
So that's what I'm recreating here. I didn't have time to make sugared glass, so I just used these rock candies and crushed them up to make it look like ice on top. These Jack Daniel's bottles on top of the cake, and then added some silver fondant and the Jack Daniel's logo on the front of the barrel. This cake turned out so cute. I'm in love with it.
All right, my only problem is if that's not a whiskey cake. You gotta take your baking expertise to the next level. You can make whiskey cake, and I've heard it's actually pretty good. I haven't had the balls to try it yet because I feel like if I went near JJ's whiskey, he'd slap my hand away like a small child reaching for a gun. That's a bad comparison, but I mean, he doesn't drink anymore, so it doesn't matter, but we still do have whiskey here that's like sort of a emergency whiskey, and I don't want to like use it. I don't know, he might let me. He might let me. I do want to, you know what, we'll try it. Thumbs up and leave a comment if you want to see me try to make a whiskey cake sometime. I've been wanting to do it. I think now is a good time. But I think that's a cool idea, but that is I don't know, I feel like that would be using your bacon, but you know, they don't have they don't have whiskey flavored box cake mix. So I guess she's SOL. All right, I've seen enough of this lady. Okay, so that was CakeGate. I dove as deep as I cared to because honestly I was just getting more and more frustrated with each thing that I saw because again, I know cake, both producing and consuming, okay? And this was very irritating to see. I think it would be better if she would just, you know, back off her attitude a little bit. I think she could have a successful business if she really wanted one. I mean, maybe she did have a successful business, but woe to the people who were getting those crappy cakes. It looked like some of her cakes were okay, but then again, can we trust her? I don't know. You don't have a high degree of talent in one photo. You don't go from that to having a crap talent like the ones that she's showing us. She's showing us pictures of stuff that she did, and then we're watching the videos of her actually creating them, and those don't line up. They're not up to snuff with the photographs. So I'm questioning that pretty hardcore because your talent doesn't vary that much. You know what I'm saying? You either can do it or you can't. I feel like if she would just practice, get herself off a TikTok for 5 minutes and let this all blow over. I can't remark on her personality as a person or a business person. I don't think she comes across as very professional with, you know, causing a big stink about this. I mean, you know, we should have learned. We should have learned from Pink Sauce and TattooGate and the Pickle Lady and whoever else has done this, that maybe retaliating towards a customer on the internet when the entire internet is on the customer side, not a good idea. If y'all want to see me make a whiskey cake, or rather attempt to make a whiskey cake in the future, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this. I only have one thought on my mind right now, and that is that I really want some cake. Damn you, Scuba Steve. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more stuff. There are a couple more rabbit holes that I want to go down. And if you missed my other rabbit hole videos, there is a playlist called Rabbit Hole Theater and you can check those out. I have several playlists with varying degrees of things on them, and I'm still working to sort of consolidate everything together because I realize that they all have different themes and you might want to see something specific in that realm. So I'm trying to build the playlists up over time. It's taking a long time. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you very, very much. Don't forget to watch out for the sheep as always. And vlog phrase of the day is just say no to Duncan Hines. See you guys next time. Thank you. Love you. Okay, bye.